Hey friends, how are you? I am Ritika once again came up with another new episode of online game Truth, Dare or Situation. If you want to participate in this game, the links are given below so you can connect with me on those given links. So without any delay, I'm just directly going to connect with today's participant, Steve from Netherland. Hi Steve, how are you?
Hi, Ritika. I'm good. How are you?
I am also good. So, what do you think about this game, Truth, Dare, or Situation?
Yeah, it's one which I think I haven't played since I was a teenager. But yeah, I'm happy to give it a go in this call.
So, before we gonna start, I just want to tell you the basic rule of this game. That one is I am gonna ask you 10 questions, which is based on situation, truth, or dare, whatever you choose. So, 10th question is like a rapid fire question, which has five sub questions. And
It's like being in a test in school.
no, it's not like that. Be comfortable. And second one is like a disclaimer of this game that I made this game for entertainment purpose only. I do not want to hurt anyone's feeling or emotions.
Phew, glad to hear that.
Thank you. So, what will you choose? Truth, dare, or situation, or mix up?
Let's go for truth. I don't know. I'm not sure how good they will work over a video call. I'll try one at some point, but let's start with truth.
Okay. So, are you ready for my first question, Steve?
Yes.
So, have you ever lied to get out of a bad date?
Mm, not necessarily a romantic date, but I'll often use a white lie rather than actually tell someone the real reason why I can't attend something. I remember, like about a year ago, I had a particularly bad experience where I decided to be honest that I really was not feeling in a good sort of mental place to go to this particular party with some friends of mine. It was a birthday celebration, and I didn't go along. And it became like a running joke with those friends for quite some time about the fact that I bailed on this for the last minute just because I just wasn't feeling in the right mood for it. And it's one of those things where I guess, it's like this balance between trying to be honest with someone and share something about your mental state at that time, and the fact that people have a certain expectation of what is and isn't allowed for a reason for not coming to something. So yeah, basically, it's experiences like that that just make you think, well, yeah, maybe I'm better off just lying and saying something like, "Oh, sorry, I'm not feeling well, or I'm sick, or a family emergency, or something."
Okay. So, second, one question for you. After you have dropped a piece of food, what's the longest time you have left it on the ground and then ate it?
It depends on the food and it depends on the floor. Like, for example, if it's at home, even though it's probably not particularly clean, there's just something about the fact that I know it's my dirt, that I'll probably leave it a little longer. And if it's something, I don't know, like something dry, you kind of get this feeling. I mean, there's no scientific basis on this, but you get this feeling that, it'll be okay. You can just brush it off or whatever dust or anything is on there. But if it's something wet, like I do remember dropping a pizza out the oven and then it kind of all the sauce and cheese and everything there, and I was like, nah, that's got to go.
So, third one is if you had to choose between looking transparent or having your thoughts appear in thought bubble above your head for everyone to read. So, which would you choose?
Is it just me who has the thought bubble above my head?
Yes, like a bubbly thought.
But no one else has this, just me.
So, do you
Uh,
cover eyes during a scary part in a movie?
not in quite some time. I mean, like there's certain horror films that are just so brutal that usually if it's got to the point where I'm covering my eyes, I'll turn it off. But and there are some which have that kind of suspense, which really makes you want to look away. Yeah, I mean, like I think there was Audition was a particularly nasty film at the end, and I did struggle to look at the film, particularly because it was just such a difference between the whole film and the brutality of the ending. It was still good, but I think that just was very scarring. I think there's a certain subgenre of like Japanese films which they really can mess with your head.
So, what would be in your wave history that you would be embarrassed if someone saw?
Be embarrassed? Probably when I'm just like using. You got all of the results of like my people from school who I see on Facebook and things like this that I hope are doing worse than me, and I look at their profile pictures and compare their lives to mine.
So, is there any specific reason behind this search?
I mean, yeah, I just want their lives to not go as well as mine, and I'm just very competitive. And so I'll look through someone who I remember what they were like before, compare how we were, compare how we are now, look at their profile pictures, what they've been up to, where they live, things like this. Completely arbitrary, completely pointless, doesn't teach me anything, is no benefit or anything like this. But yeah, I'll do that sometimes.
So, what is your go to song for the shower?
As it sounds, I'm usually listening to podcasts in the shower. I actually can speak along the intro to the BBC World Service podcast, but if there's something to sing in the shower, it's probably going to be something by Jeff Rosenstock, because I love the way that he can sing and shout lyrics as though they're almost in tune, but they're out of tune, but they somehow come back around and be in tune again, and that's very much my style of singing.
I usually think that what to cook tonight. Whenever I just take a shower, I just thought, not
Oh,
singing.
yeah. Yeah,
I
yeah.
just thought what to cook tonight.
No, it's a great place to do your thinking. I mean, yeah,
Yes.
what was it this morning? I was talking to my girlfriend, and it's like, I've had this great idea. It's about something personal we have going on. And I was trying to, and I just had that period of time in the shower where it just came to me, when you're just not thinking about anything else and your mind's just kind of empty and there's the water, and suddenly you're just like, that's it. That's what I need to do.
So, seventh one for you, Steve. If you were rescuing people from a burning building and you had to leave one person behind from this room, who would it be?
The more, if I can, that's an option. I think that's what I would do.
Yeah. So there is an option. You have to left one person. Maybe you hated him, or maybe you hated her, or like this kind of person. You can left behind the room.
So it is anyone, basically. So
Yeah.
that room, the people in that room is whoever I want it to be. I see. Then I'll leave James Corden in the room.
Who is he?
He's the now US talk show host, and all-around horrible person, James Corden.
Okay. James Scott. So why? Can you tell us the specific reason?
I mean, there's a whole heap of anecdotes and things like this about James Corden and his narcissistic and horrific ways, the ways that he treats his partner. Actually, I mean, to be honest, though, there's just so many horrendous people I couldn't even begin. He just comes into mind as someone who I hate in a light-hearted way, Like, I think that he's just generally a bad person. He hasn't sort of committed like terrible crimes as like some other people, but I feel like if I were in the same room as him, I would choose to leave.
Okay. So what is the most illegal thing you have ever done?
Most illegal thing. And you want me to say this on a recorded podcast recording? Interesting, interesting. I see. Well, if that's the case, so well, I once crossed the road without looking both ways. It's crazy, I know. I mean, there was no cars coming. I don't know what came over me. I started to sweat. I looked both ways. I realized that I had this opportunity, and yeah, I'm sorry to say that did actually happen genuinely. And if this means that I'm arrested, then I'll just take that.
So you are going to be stuck on a desert island and you can only bring five things. So can you list them?
I got five things. This is more than sometimes you get with these questions. Well, obviously the helicopter would be good, although I can't fly a helicopter, so it would just be for display purposes only. I mean, it looked pretty cool. If someone else came onto the island and said, "Hey, what are you doing here?" and I had a helicopter, I feel like I'd have a good social status with them. Then I'd probably need, let's say, I would say a mobile, but like I've got plenty of time, so I'm going to have a desk and like a really powerful kind of like a desktop computer, maybe, so that there's internet connected, of course, so that I can, just like play games or contact people and do what I do most of the time anyway. Then obviously I'll need a mansion that'll be able to keep that computer in. Yeah, and so obviously that will have things like swimming pools and water slides and things like this, as anyone's mansion would. And yeah, I'll need yeah. So we'll have the online deliveries that'll be available as well, because now I'll have an address. And I'll also need maybe an airport as well. We can have that on the island too. So yeah, so desk, airport, helicopter, mansion, and desktop computer, powerful one. And I think I'll be okay.
So, if all these things with you, then you cannot able to stuck on the island. You can leave the island whenever you want.
True, but I think I would, I think it would be a pretty good situation. I think I'd like to stay on the island with those things. I might leave now and again, but I think it'd be good to live in my mansion on the island.
Very tricky answer you actually gave, and very smartly handled this question.
Well, I have little experience in living in a desert island, but I have a lot of experience of just knowing how I live.
Okay. So, 10th one question is like a rapid fire question. So, are you ready for that?
Let's do it.
Okay. So, first question for you. Would you go a year without your phone if it meant you could marry the person of your dreams?
Yes.
Okay. So, can you elaborate about your dream girl? What
It's
you are
my.
looking in a partner?
I mean, I'm not looking. I've got a fiance, and she is everything that I could possibly want.
Okay. So, if you could eat anything you wanted without getting fat, what would that food be?
Probably pizza, if I'm being honest.
Okay. You actually seem so fit and fine. So you are.
Well, it's very kind of you to say, but if the option was there, then with the pizza, then my life would be very different. And then, well, and if I'm going to stay fit, then I will be eating it all the time, pretty much. I'll be like Michelangelo from the Turtles.
So so you are just trying to avoid pizza right now, or just.
Oh, no, just everything in moderation. I'll have some pizza, but I wouldn't be eating it all the time.
But you seem so fit actually.
Just because I like pizza doesn't mean I do it all the time. It's there's lots of things I like that I don't just live on. Otherwise, yes, things life would be very different.
You have to give up one makeup item for the rest of your life. What is it?
I'd probably say foundation because I only ever used it once in my life, so I think we can give that one up.
Okay. So you used foundation.
Yes, it was for a film production, but
Okay.
yes, I didn't really know how to use it. I think I put so much on that I just looked like I would become some sort of plastic-faced person. But yeah, that I don't plan on using it again anytime soon.
So is it better to use shampoo as soap or soap as shampoo?
Soap shampoo, I think, but that's because I got short hair, so it doesn't really it'll all grow out and get chopped off soon enough anyway. But yeah, shampoo is soap. I don't know. I don't think it's my body's where the problems are. That's where I need the proper stuff to clean me. So yeah, I'll keep the soap.
Okay. So last one is tell us something about yourself, about your city, and about your podcast.
Okay. About myself, I lived in Australia for 3.5 years, and it is a very nice place to live, but it's a long way from Europe. Um, Something about my city, Nijmegen, is run a comedy night here that has been said by multiple people that it is the best comedy night in the Benelux region. There are other people who have criticized it too, but I don't listen to them. Only listen to the ones who say it's the best. It's LYFAO. And about my podcast, I don't actually have a podcast at the moment. So let's say that I'm working on something, but I've been saying that for a long time now.
Okay. So you are doing right now stand-up comedy.
That's right, and improv comedy and other things too. But yeah, I'm doing those things.
Okay. Interesting. If we wants to check out your comedy, so where we can found there is any video or just we have to go live and
Yeah,
watch you?
sure. I mean, this is. I wish I had just one username for everything, but no. On Instagram and YouTube, I'm MA0SM. On Twitter, I'm Flavardit. And on, yeah, oh my God, yeah, these are incredibly difficult ones to spell no matter what language you're speaking. And then on Facebook, I'm Stephen Morgan Hero. So, yeah, take your pick, one of those. I mean, it's all, I just sporadically update them with whatever is going on. I mention other projects I'm working on. Yeah, Twitter's probably the best one for just nonsense content. And I think that's really what we're all here for.
So thank you, Steve, for connecting with me. It is a
Thanks,
nice
Lee.
episode with you. And I'm honored to having you on my show and also glad to record one episode with you.
Wow, it's been
Thank you
very
so much.
nice. Thank you very much for inviting me.
My pleasure. Bye bye, Steve.
Bye, Ritika.